Electronica. Mr. Elect. Mr. Elect.
Yo.
Mr. Electronica.
Yo, shout out to Jay and fucking Electronica, bro.
Absolutely.
Because we are celebrating Biggie. But you got to celebrate the people that he influenced as well.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Because he influenced many.
Yep.
Shout out to that young man, bro.
That's a fact.
And I couldn't think of a better person that was influenced by him to kick off the meat and potatoes. The what does Mimi call it?
The BOTCA?
No. She calls it the surf and turf.
Oh, surf and turf.
Where nobody,
BOTW.
and I mean nobody is safe. Not your mother, not your father, not your children, not the priest at your church, not the person fixing your breakfast at the diner. Nobody. Especially not athletes, entertainers, or anybody else. It's the bitch of the week.
Let's go.
Or the hashtag BOTW.
BOTW.
So, little bro.
Yeah.
Who's going first, me or you?
I got to dump this, man. I got to get off my chest.
Go ahead.
My bitch of the week. And this is for anybody that supervises in any form or fashion wherever you are. When you once were on this side in a union or employee, and now you're management, when you switch it up, when you knew, when you did certain things, this is how it went. Don't act brand new now that you're a boss. I'm not gonna rap. Listen, because I know that maybe a few employees out there, and then they're gonna say, "Yo, Flaco sucking shit." Because there's one thing too I've learned, especially during this pandemic, about my own square and being in my own space and happy in that. And I'm tired of fighting other people's fires. I'd rather just water my own fucking grass these days. So
Got you.
when I seen the shit happening, I just looked the other way and said, "Damn, that's fucked up." Kept it pushing because it wasn't my supervisor, thank God. But the crazy shit is, man, and just give you a backstory.
Okay.
Dude's grinding, getting it in, had to remove some pipe, big ass shit, fucking 20 watt, 15 watt, however big that shit was. And so they had to burn that shit off. And it had asbestos and, it's fucking lead. It's old, nasty shit in these power plants.
Of course.
I mean, it's like, so it's one of them things like you don't want to stop to like now break or eat lunch. You want to get that shit done.
Of course, and get the fuck up out of
Clean
there.
yourself off and then relax the rest of the day. So, the guys literally worked through their lunch doing this. Because it was almost like the three of them had an agreement, like, yo, fuck this, man. I don't want to climb up on this scaffold again. I don't want to set these bags and do it. And we'll do the cleanup after, whether it's the next day or later. But we're not climbing back up on this bitch. The supervisor happens to see one of them in their car literally unwrapping his sandwich at 12, eating. So he gave him the heads up, like, yo, we worked through lunch. We're eating now. Right. All right, cool. Bro, tell me how an hour later after that, he hits him up like, yo, y'all going to start the next set? When meanwhile, like an hour, let's say 30 minutes past that is almost like wash-up time to kind of wind down to then clean up and leave.
Yeah, we about to do this set tomorrow.
Once again.
Duh, right? That's what we doing here, right?
Here's the fire hose ready to fucking start. And I said, no. Put it to a small little drip and water my fucking grass. Don't want to gaslight the shit either and start saying wild shit to rile them up and piss them off even more. I mean, they're already getting the word that this dude. But the sad thing is, it's like when you're in your position of power and you once were one of the fucking lemmings doing the grunt work and thinking, like, you can't act fucking brand new to the dudes that you was fucking grinding with. Like, that shit to me is crazy. That's like I understand wholeheartedly if somebody came in brand new out the street.
Right. No, I got you.
And whoever told them what. Those people, we understand, we handle them differently too.
Of course.
We hit them with the gladiator. We always like, how is it? We're doing like, let them know. Fucking sucks. Get out of here. But when they know the inner workings and the behind the scenes and they want to take advantage just to squeeze out more, so you look good, go fuck yourself, man. Yeah. So it's funny, and if it gets to this dude, hopefully it gets him sooner than later, because it's about to be a coup on his ass, and it's coming. So.
Oh shit! Nothing like a little coup.
That's the bitch of the week, man. Union motherfuckers that go up in the management and look down and like want to just fucking break ass. Now it's like, get the fuck out of here. You was never that, so don't force us to be that now.
Never that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, bitch, man.
Yeah, man.
Caps is going sports related.
Uh-oh.
Caps is going sports related.
Uh-oh.
And Caps is going in the boxing world.
I was about to say, because it came to the Knicks. Our Knicks won a couple games back to back.
Yeah, but you want to know what? Our fan base needs to fucking chill out.
Man, let's be happy.
No. We need. Listen, listen. With this fucking the way this season has gone, I'm happy with any W we get.
Good.
But let's not start talking about how we're gonna make the play in. Let's fucking listen.
Yeah, all right, one step at a time.
Let's fucking
one dub at a time, please.
Let's fucking relax. We're like 4 games out of the 8th spot. Like, let's just chill out.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break. I'm not pissed off at the MLB because it looks like we're gonna have a season.
Play ball.
So now I get to complain about the Yankees on this illustrious show.
Oh, yes.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be bitching about them a lot. I have a feeling. But I'm going to the world of boxing with this one.
Okay.
And my bitch of the week is Anthony Joshua.
Okay.
And there's been a lot of fuckery going on in boxing, and I'm going to get into that on this show.
Who's he ducking now?
As it goes on. So here's what happens. Mr. Anthony Joshua at one time was an undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. He had 3 of the major 4 belts. The matchup that the world wanted to see was him and Deontay Wilder. Shout out to the Bronze Bomber. Because we fuck with him. We fuck with him tough on this show. Mm-hmm. We fucks with him. Bomb squad always. So pretty much, these guys were throwing a lot of misinformation around about why the fight wasn't made. Fast forward, since that fight was never made, Wilder went and ended up making his own fights, making bigger fights, with the likes of King Kong Ortiz and most recently Tyson Fury. Yep. So they had a little trilogy. Yeah. Now what happens is Anthony Joshua, since that fight was never made, he ended up losing to Andy Ruiz. In America, he ended up winning his titles back. He just recently lost his titles to Alexander Usyk, who is from the Ukraine. And we know the issues that are going on in the Ukraine right now. So pretty much he's not fighting. I don't know if I could fucking train and be right and, knowing that
not this time.
My family and people that you knew or people that you see every day are, their existence is, in parallel. Yeah. Right? So since that's not an option, he needs a touch-up fight. He needs a to stay busy fight. So he went on his social media and said that he wanted to fight Deontay Wilder as a soft touch fight. His promoter was like, nah, we ain't doing that. So they reached out to Wilder, and Wilder, after the trilogy, you could tell he's very disenchanted and very he has a sour taste in his mouth because he hasn't really gotten his approval from the mainstream media up until he lost. Before that, there was everything wrong with him. Can't box. He's not really that good. All he does is throw one punch. He's wild, windmill Wilder, and and all the other things go into that. So he's not even sure if he's going to get back in the ring. Right. So my thing is that when the buildup was happening, right?
Where were you?
You thought of every fucking excuse in the world to not fucking fight that man, to get in there and fucking do it, not just for the fans, but for yourself, your legacy. You want to get all the belts and then give them all away? Who gives a fuck? But you would be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Right.
We haven't seen one of those since I believe it was Evander Holyfield. No, Lennox Lewis, I'm sorry. So where is all this energy now? Because there's no big fight for you? Now all of a sudden you want to call out Wilder So he called out Wilder, and Wilder pretty much laughed at him and was like, yo, like, after all this time that you went out there and lied to the people, lied for the reasonings why we didn't get it on back then, now all of a sudden you want to come and make a, and negotiate a fight? Get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking crazy?
Wilder don't want the bag.
Wilder got his own bag, bro.
It's more.
Wilder got his own bag. He just fought a trilogy with fucking Fury.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think one of the fights, Fury, I think had some, help with his gloves, but that's a whole different story for another time. And you could dig back into the crates for that on Apple, Stitcher, or Podbean. But my thing is that when the fight is being built up, can we see the fight? Can we kill the politics? Can you, as the fighter, tell the promoter, stop being a fucking little bitch? Because this is the BOTW. Right. Stop being a bitch and go to your promoter and say, yo, this is the fight that you're going to make happen next. I'm going to give you an example. Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya. Ricky Hatton knocked out Costa Zoo. And he went up there and said, there was more excitement in these 4 rounds than Floyd Mayweather's entire career. You know what Floyd told Leonard Ellerbe? Make the fucking fight. And what happened? They made the fight. And then what happened? A 10th round KO. So it's like, don't tell me you as the fighter don't have control of your career.
Well, isn't Anthony showing that he has control by doing this? Because I mean, no matter how you look at it, all great. When you're an athlete to these levels, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the height of the heights.
Sure, absolutely.
But you also got to think about the heart and the passion that comes behind it.
Agreed.
Because your God gift, that man looks like a chiseled fucking a statue. Like, his physique is stunning, and he got a little. He got skills.
Right.
But does he have the heart? Did he ever have the heart? You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. He's not taking control of his career because guess who he's not fighting? Deontay Wilder. And you want to know why? Because like I said at the beginning of this rant, Eddie Hearn, his promoter,
said no.
Said, we are not doing that.
He said no.
We will fight Dillian White. We will fight anybody. Because that is no light touch. Have you seen the man Wilder fight? That is a 4-round fight in favor of Wilder. And see, here's the thing. I know in my heart of hearts, Eddie Hearn and his dad knew that fight was not winnable. That's why the fight never happened. They knew it wasn't winnable. They knew it. You have to. It's a 4-round fight. So my thing is, when these buildups are happening, make it fucking happen. If you're Errol Spence and Bud, after you beat Ugas in April, let's see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. You want to be the best guy at 135? You got to see Devin Haney. That's it. Let's make it fucking happen. That's it. Let's make it happen. Let's see the fights that we want. Let's make it happen. That's it.
Nobody wants some tarnishes, man, in their record. Nobody wants some blemishes.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. And that's what, you know what the crazy thing is? Somebody got to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And a loss doesn't define your career.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the biggest thing, too. If you're a draw, you're a draw.
Right.
You know, I get one loss in my career. How? De La Hoya got multiple losses. Yeah. Bernard Hopkins, multiple losses. Miguel Cotto, multiple losses. Trinidad, multiple losses. Pernell Whitaker, multiple losses. Ali, multiple losses.
Right.
Evander Holyfield, multiple losses. Lennox Lewis, multiple. That defines them? Ray Leonard, multiple losses.
You know
what I mean?
It wasn't this type of fickle fan that we got today, though.
You know what, though? They kind of like, in the Fighters of the Day defense, Ray Leonard Tommy Hearns and Hands of Stone from Panama, they kind of circled the ball and only fought against each other and left a lot of people like Mike McCallum they wouldn't even bother because the risk ain't worth the reward, so to say. You know, so I want that to stop. I just want to see great fights get made. When you have the potential for mega fights, I want to see it followed through.
But wouldn't you say, like you said in other podcasts, they need to unify them motherfuckers? Fuck the four.
They need one belt. But that's never going to it's never going to happen, though. It's never going to happen.
But then as a fan, don't you feel like you're slighted and cheated from...
No, absolutely. Listen, as a fan, I shouldn't be having this conversation. They should have all... You're a champion. You should be fighting champions. Or you fighting the next guy up.
Yep.
Not duck into another weight class so you can fucking belt hop. You know, like Pacquiao and Canelo. Listen, great talents. I'm not taking that away from them, but come on. Right. You say you're the best, line them up, and let's fucking make it happen. So that's where I'm at.
I got you.
I'm at. You are a boxing promoter. We're not paying pay-per-view unless we get pay-per-view caliber fights. Stop putting Tank versus these bums. Well, he don't fight bums, but I'm gonna pay to see fights of a caliber. I need the two guys to be worth the price of admission. That's it. Shout out to Tank, man. Taking risks, fighting Barrios, guys bigger than him, guys want to fucking worry about what the fuck he doing. And you know, the other thing too is I'm just tired of the double standard. You know, I'm tired of the double standard. I'm tired of the African American boxer being ridiculed in his own country. Because you go to Mexico, they rooting for their guy.
100%.
I'll never forget. We'll go back to Floyd and Hatton, and then I'll leave it at that, and then we'll get into the goodbyes. When Floyd Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton, there were more people from England at the MGM than there were Americans.
Bro, I watched that on a cruise ship with a whole bunch of foreigners, and my black ass was laughing in all their faces.
And when the fight was over, what were they saying? There's only one Ricky Hatton. Hours after he got knocked out.
Yep.
You think that would happen to an American athlete here? An African American? Come on, man.
Depending where you at.
Nowhere. They're gonna be like, oh, he sucked. He was a bum. Oh, we not. Yeah, he was trash. Come on, man. Yo, come on, man.
But case in point, what I'm saying about the fickle fan today, and this is why these niggas don't want to lose like that.
No, but it's the but here's the thing: you're an African American athlete, and you box and you lose. Why is your marketability not there? But a Mexican fighter from Mexico could have 6 losses, and nobody gives a fuck. You could be from England. Nobody gives a fuck if you lost. They're going to back you because you're their guy.
Right.
Why don't our athletes of color get that fucking love here?
Where would you categorize boxing as far as in American sports, like favorites? Where is it ranked?
It's a niche. It's very niche because what ends up happening is the heavyweight division for the longest time carried the sport, and now you got too many of the better athletes playing in the NFL,
right,
or playing in the NBA,
right.
They're getting a bigger bag,
right.
It's less time for them to make that,
exactly,
to make that body of work, and they're not, even though I think you're more concussed if you're a football player than anything else.
Chances are,
but when you look at the demographic of where those athletes are from, very rural areas. Same thing with boxing too, but very rural areas. Not a lot of people that in their family lineage have had any type of
pedigree or anything, or any experience to teach them out. They got
right. You either working at the local factory or you're getting a union job.
Yep.
You don't have those same. You don't have the same people to pull things from.
So now
nobody's ever made that kind of money. Nobody has made an amount of money where they can take care of their whole family.
Got you. But now asking then to double down on this question, admitting that it's a niche sport, wouldn't it be more fickle as fans to it rather than the diehards like we are for the Knicks?
No, because real boxing fans are going to watch boxing.
No, specific to the fighter. To the fighter, not the sport.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Real fans are going to follow the sport. In that little amount, there's going to be the percentage of people that follow a certain person. The event is as far as it being a niche sport, when you have a big event like a Manny versus Floyd, or
everybody coming out,
or Floyd versus De La Hoya, or Tyson versus Holyfield, or Lennox Lewis versus Holyfield. Like when you have those kind of events,
right?
There's almost nothing bigger than it,
right? Okay, so
which is how I know,
right?
It can catch the mainstream,
right?
And it can get caught. You can make off of it, but for the most part, if you know the guys, you know the guys.
To compare and contrast, because you make a valid point with the Mexicans supporting their guys, all they really have in sports is soccer and fighting. So they're tapped into those main staples. We got options fucking galore.
Agreed. But in England, you have soccer, you have rugby, you have boxing,
and they love those
basketball. So that's my point. They have other options too.
And I think fighting is higher up on their chart. They ain't got no fucking baseball and basketball.
No,
so already that's out the equation.
Boxing in that little pond in England, they are very educated.
Okay.
Not only on the guys on their island, but everybody.
Across. All right.
Everybody. My thing is, why is a guy like Triple G, a white European from the Ukraine,
yep,
why does he get a bigger opportunity than a Jermell Charlo or a Boo Boo Andrade? He's not even in the same fucking league as them. That's my problem. How does a guy like Lomachenko fight in the amateurs until he's 29, 30 years old? Why does he get praised about his amateur record and put on a pound-for-pound list with one loss, losing to a guy with 10 losses? Why is he on a pound-for-pound list and Tank isn't? That's my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my point. And it's just, it's aggravating. It's aggravating to see, and it's so blatant. You know what I'm saying? And as this podcast goes on, I'm going to break this down. You know, I'm going to break this down. Like why, like how this is so, it's right there. It's so visible. It's absurd. But you know, that's another rant for another time. But yeah, Anthony Joshua, you're a bitch, bro. You've been on this fucking kiddie table mad fucking times.
Oh, man.
You got like fucking 19 CJs over here, bro. Fuck out of here. Listen, on that note, we got to get into one more track and then we got to get out of here.
Yeah.